Coming up on the Get Loud podcast, we're going to talk about our weekends.
Yes, it was good. Happy Memorial Day.
Yes. Also, we're going to go through every division in the NFL.
Predictions. Who win, who loses, who knows?
And it's the debut
of our house phone. Please leave us a message.
How you doing, guys? It is the Get Loud podcast presented by SeatGeek, the official ticketing partner of the Washington Commanders. Fred Smoot, Michael Jenkins. Where have you been?
Happy Memorial Weekend, man.
Happy Memorial Weekend.
What did you do? Did you get into anything?
I went to Annapolis with the girl.
Annapolis. Ain't that just an appropriate place to do Memorial Day?
The bigger question is, what did you do for Memorial Day? Because we were supposed to tape this about an hour earlier.
Yeah.
You came rolling in, and I was like, I wonder what Smoot got into this
You know what? It was a long one.
Okay,
it was a long one. I enjoyed it. I do it for the military. First of all, thank y'all for giving me the ability to live my day-to-day happy life. But you know me, I get close to that water. See, if I'd have went to the military, I would have been in the Navy. I'd been in the Navy or the Air Force. I love water. Nothing calms me down and calms the spirit like water.
Speaks to you.
And it's something like when I get around that water, it's like, all this water, I need a drink. You know what I mean? So it relaxes, and that's what I did for 2 days. I just on the water, got on the boat a little bit, went to Georgetown waterfront, which I love to death. Nobody loves it because it's the old waterfront.
Right.
Now that we got the wharf and the National Harbor and the Navy Yard, everybody like to go to the new. I go to where Ben Franklin used to celebrate Memorial Day. That's what I like to do, Jinx, and that's what I did. I relaxed all weekend. Didn't do a lot. Visited a couple of friends. They had, grilling and parties at their house, but nothing too crazy. I took it easy.
Now, when we text you, we're like, hey, I'm on my way.
Yeah.
So we had this debate in the office. When you say you're on your way.
How far am I?
Well, it doesn't mean, because for some people, it's like, I'm on my way, I'm getting in my car. For some people, it's like, I'm on my way.
Wait, but I'm getting in the shower.
Right. So what is it to you?
My on my way is, okay, y'all have brought it to my attention. Okay. Now I am on my way. Okay. So it's literally not, I'm in the car. It's none of that. Thank you for bringing it to my attention. Now I will start to head that direction. All right. Now I got an auntie, when she say she on her way, nobody in our family pays attention.
Oh, yeah.
My auntie Virgil. When she say she on her way, could be 2 days. All right. We don't know. All right. But at the end of the day, me, myself, that means, okay, the light just went off.
Yep.
I'm on my way. Like, now I'm finna start to move in that direction. Now,
all right.
What about you? Are you one of them guys? Are you in the car? Are you not?
Either I don't have a car, so I usually get an Uber, whatever. But if I'm on my way, I'm either walking out the door or I got an Uber coming in a couple minutes. Like, now I will be there because I'm about to transition. I'm about to transition to being in a car.
Yes. Well, I can't say the same. Like I said, you brought it to my attention.
Fair enough.
And now I'm on my way.
Well, what we're gonna do is,
I
mean, we're on our way to the NFL regular season. It will be here before you know it. So
I love it.
I cannot wait. We're going to go through each and every division in the NFL because the NFL has been having a poll on Twitter over the past couple weeks. Who's going to win this division? Who's going to win this division? We're going to go through each one. Before we do that, though, got a comment of the week here.
What we got this week?
All right. Make sure you get in the comments. Let us know what you think about the pod. If you have any questions for Smoot, you want to throw me one? Fine. You're like, Jenkins will answer one. He's got one this week. Get him, Gary.
Get him, Gary.
And this is what we were talking about last week.
Yeah.
Those corners, those football players from the VA, Ray Bly, Rondé Barber, and D. Hall as VA's finest. Plus, I sure did forget Mikey backed out of Tech.
All right, but you're forgetting about the Bruce Smiths of the world, Yellow Jacket. You're forgetting about the Barber brothers, Sean Barber. You're forgetting about the Sharper brothers. There's so many dudes in Virginia. And here goes the thing about Virginia. John Allen is one of the few guys from Northern Virginia who's made it to the league. Southern Virginia,
it's different,
dominates sports when it comes to the state of Virginia. 2 different states, all right, when it comes to sports. The 757 with Allen Iverson and all these guys, that's where the athletes from Virginia come from. All right, and I've always had this debate with Virginia and Maryland. Because you know Maryland's motto, right? Crab cakes and football.
Yes.
No, it's just crab cakes. Right? Let's be honest. Because when I did my studies, I'm meticulous how I do my studies.
Yes, you are.
I found out that Maryland is one of the few states in America that doesn't have a Hall of Famer in football.
Really?
Not one. You can name any Maryland football player from the state of Maryland. It's not one yellow jacket in the whole state. So you take football off of your motto. It's crabs, cakes, and basketball.
Okay. So not someone who went to Maryland, someone from
the state of Maryland.
Okay.
From the state of Maryland has 0 Hall of Famers.
Wow. I didn't realize
That's
that.
humbling, right?
It is
Well,
humbling.
Mississippi, we only got double digits. All right, well, we won't go there. But what I'm saying is I was very shocked. When I saw that, I'm like, come on, Maryland got to have somebody. And we didn't have those players that was on their trajectory, but just didn't get there. Sean Merriman started on their trajectory.
Absolutely.
Did not get there. The best, and I know that, the best chance of a yellow jacket that Maryland has right now, Stephon Diggs. It's going to be one of the Diggs brothers.
It has to be.
It has to be one of the Diggs brothers. That's the only, right now, that's their biggest chance to get a yellow jacket. And it shocked me when I saw that. It shocked me.
I would never guess that.
No. If I said name a few states with no Hall of Famers, you'd be like, yeah, Alaska got none. Montana don't have none. And Idaho don't got none. I wouldn't have said Maryland. I would have never put Maryland up there. I would have never put Maryland up there.
Didn't AI play quarterback when he was in high school?
He played quarterback. Okay. Like, they thought he was going to play football.
Yeah,
most definitely. He played quarterback. Hey, listen, man. It wasn't just Michael Vick. It was Ronald Curry.
I am glad you said it because Ronald Curry was supposed to be.
He was bigger than Mike.
That's what I'm saying. Yes.
Yes.
I'm so glad you said that because I was like, Ronald, and you nailed it.
Ronald Curry, because you remember, he was a dual sport athlete.
Yeah,
he played basketball for North Carolina and he played football for North Carolina. But I think that's what you have to do when you're a dual sport. You're going to have to go and pick one.
Yeah.
Because then the pros won't take you serious at either one.
Yeah.
Charlie Ward, Heisman winning quarterback, played for the Knicks. Who else we got? We had a couple of guys from North Carolina, defensive end. Chicago Bears.
Oh, Julius Peppers.
So it's a lot of guys that play dual, Tony Gonzalez.
Yeah.
But you have to choose one.
It's not like it used to be.
It's not like it used to be.
No,
it's not.
Because remember Kyler Murray when he was coming out? Because he was very good at baseball.
Yeah. Jason Campbell, our old quarterback, got drafted out of high school baseball.
Oh, that's right. I forgot
He was a
about
3-sport athlete. Jason played basketball, football, and baseball.
Dang, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
One thing I have not forgotten about.
And what's that, brother?
Is the upcoming NFL regular season. I cannot wait.
It's almost here, man. Like we in that drift season.
Yes.
Where it's summertime, find something to do. No TV shows out.
I know.
I'm waiting on Deadpool and Wolverine. No TV shows out. So now you just find stuff to get into.
Yep. Before
you get that perfect spot on that couch and get it ready for the fall.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes,
so
sir.
now this is where we rebel around. And this is when all 32 teams have a chance to be Super Bowl winners.
That's right.
No team is excluded
Hope
right now.
Hope springs eternal, man.
That's what I'm telling you right now. Every team has a clean slate right now. And guess what? Everybody gonna vote on these things, but you're voting on stuff you don't know the future of. You don't know who's gonna get hurt. You don't know who's gonna regress. You don't know who's gonna bounce up. You don't know who's gonna steal somebody's position. You don't know what coach gonna get fired during the season. You don't know nothing. All right. So when you pick these things, I think you should be aware of. You don't know the external situation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So many different things can affect how a season
So
goes,
many things,
you know?
though. Who knew Kenny Pickett's hands was too small? Right? I'm just telling you.
Now, I got to mention this a couple times. We have a brand new, here on the pod.
Yeah. Phone number.
We have a hotline.
Yes, we do. Do you want to call it a hotline or just an old-fashioned house phone?
House phone.
We got a house phone.
Call a house phone.
That you can leave any messages you want. You can leave a message just getting loud. You can leave a message about, we like to talk about life.
Yeah.
You can leave a message about how you feel about sports. The last topics we talked about on the last shows that you don't. So it doesn't matter. You can leave a message, and we will play these messages. We will listen to these messages. So I know the first group of messages is going to be from a lot of Maryland people mad that I brought up the fact that they don't have a Hall of Fame.
703-726.
Yes.
7419. Now, you're going to hear Isaac from IT.
Yeah, Isaac from IT.
And it's like, you have called the Get Loud Podcast hotline. Please leave a message after the tone.
Don't get too loud.
Isaac keeps it medium.
Yeah,
That's what he does. He keeps it medium.
I like people that they don't get too high, they don't
That's
get too
exactly
low.
right.
Just right there in the middle.
Who will win the AFC North? Fans have voted on the NFL Twitter page. They do this for each and every single division in the National Football League. The Ravens, the overwhelming favorite at 44.9%, followed by the Bengals, then the Steelers, and then the Browns.
All right. There's when it's too easy, it's too easy. All right, the Ravens have been good a long time.
Yes, they have.
The Browns made it to the playoffs last year without a quarterback. Joe Flacco stepped in and played. They was a defensive-led team.
That's right.
That same defense is coming back, all right? And Deshaun Watson should be better. I done gave you a couple of years to try to knock the dust out. He looks terrible.
He does.
But even just a little bit better, Deshaun Watson, I think gives him a chance, right? All right, so now you got the Browns, who I think are a contender, and any team with Joe Burrow on it.
That's who I would go with.
Has a chance to win
Bengals.
this division. All right, I'm sorry. I just can't say Ravens time after time with Joe Burrow in here and the Steelers. Can't get no feistier than that.
Right.
And I got a feeling that Justin Fields going to win that quarterback job.
He has to.
I think by week 4, I think he will be the future of that team, especially with Arthur there. Arthur likes to run the ball. All right?
Yeah.
So who runs the ball better? Justin Fields. So I just think he will be the starting quarterback. And if Justin Fields is starting quarterback and he's better, ain't the Steelers better? I think this could be one of the hardest divisions to pick. Like
this division is always competitive.
I wouldn't have gave a team over 25%. I'd have been teetering right there. Now I give the Ravens a little bit of the lead with the edge because
Lamar.
King Henry. I think we're forgetting about Derrick Henry being.
It's gonna be interesting to watch too. How much does he have left in the tank? I think it's a lot, but and he's different compared to most NFL running backs. But you know how it is in the NFL now. They discard you quick.
Well, the thing about it is they got lightning and thunder. They can hit you with the fastest quarterback in the league running, and then they hit you with the most powerful running back. They can wear defenses down.
Yeah.
All right? So I'm sorry. The biggest mismatch is the Ravens. All right? Like, that's the team that you have to say, we can't play them like we play everybody else. We have to come up with a game plan strictly for the Ravens. But I'm never counting out Joe Burrow. I'm sorry. I'm just not going to do that. So I would have went 29% Ravens, 20%. I would have 20% Bengals.
No, I just like that you call out the actual percentages.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, you're giving the exact percentages.
I'm just saying because they had 16,000 votes, and this the number we came up with. Nobody seems to like the Browns, of course. Nobody.
Can I just say, did you see the back tattoo that Deshaun Watson got?
I did.
Did you see he left an empty ring on his back in case he wins the Super Bowl?
Nice. I did not see that.
That ring's going to stay empty.
Hey, listen.
Blank ring.
You talking to a guy with no tattoos.
Right.
Listen, I might go through a midlife crisis next year and get a tattoo. Get my first one. Because people be shocked, because most athletes got tattoos. And I didn't want 21-year-old Fred Smoot picking what 45-year-old Fred wants on his body. Because I could have had a Pac-Man, a Voltron, or anything on me. All right? If I'd have let 21-year-old pick that.
You would have.
Yeah, Tweety Bird, or it could have been anything on me. So now I'm like, all right, is it time? Am I too old? Am I too old, Jinx, to get a tattoo?
You're never too old. But you are right, because I got a friend of mine back home. When he was in college, he got really hammered one night, and he got on one butt cheek, he got the Tasmanian devil, and he got Tweety Bird on the other cheek. It reminded me of that. It's a true story. I'm not saying his name. He absolutely. You don't think he looks back now and been like,
what happened that night?
Oh,
what happened? And see, I've always been like, nah, I'm just not going to do it. I'm just not going to do it. And now I think I made to a point. It might be time for me to get a tat.
Maybe it's time, man.
Join a bike gang or something. Who knows?
AFC South.
What we got in the South?
Overwhelmingly, the fans say the Texans will win the South, which makes sense. 70.8%. Colts and Jags right there at 11%, followed by the Titans at 6.9%.
I think we forget about Anthony Richardson at the Colts.
We just don't know what we're going to get.
I thought he played well the couple of games he played last year. He's only going to get better. Don't forget, they legitimately got the best running back in the division with Taylor.
Yeah.
Their defense can play some ball. They got a legit number one wide receiver in Michael Pittman. Things never go like we think they're going to go. And I think the Texans they are the darlings right now.
I was just going to say that because, look, they have all the tools, right? They've done a masterful job of drafting, putting this team together.
Yeah.
But no team in the NFL will be the charmers, the darlings.
Yes.
More so than the Houston Texans.
The Texans right now are the darlings. They are the Minnesota Timberwolves of the NFL.
Okay.
They are that team that you want to win, but you know they just a little bit too young. Like, you know they got the talent.
Yeah.
But you got to lose before you can win.
Because even the best players take a lump or two before they finally
right
get over
before
the
they
hump.
win.
Yeah.
So we like, we pulling for them. We know they're going to get far, but we know they just ain't going to get over that hump. We know when they run into a Ravens, they ain't going to have enough. Right? Because Lamar been there, done that. He's taking his lumps. Mm-hmm. He's taking his losses. He's already been there. When they run into Joe Burrow, are you picking the Texans over Cincinnati with a healthy Joe Burrow?
Yeah.
Are you picking a healthy Texans over Josh Allen and the Bills? They've taken their lumps.
Yeah.
Like, so, as much as they the darlings, if I had to go to the MGM right now and bet my money, I'm betting on the Colts.
Betting on the Colts?
I'm betting on the Colts. I'm telling you. Like, they are the team set up to win. They are very much set up to win. And see, the Texans won't come and surprise anybody no more.
Right.
They are the hunt. They are the hunted now.
It's not going to be this team with a rookie quarterback. Wow, great receiver. Well, they're playing really well right now. No. They're a known commodity now.
Known commodity. How do you hold up as a known commodity? All right?
It's different.
And don't forget, as much as I love Stephon Diggs, the one thing he could do, he could either elevate your team or he could deflate your team.
And here's the thing. He was the dude in Buffalo.
Yeah, he's not the dude in
If they want to have success, they should spread the ball around.
Tank Dale showed last year what he can make happen. Collins showed you I could be a legit number 1B in this league. Mm-hmm. All right, so I'm sorry. This is not the wide receiver room you had in Buffalo. When does he could bust? Week 6, 7, 10? All I'm saying is it's some combustible over there. I'm picking the Colts. Don't forget about the Jaguars and the Prince who was promised.
And also, Trevor Lawrence was banged up for the majority of last season. If he performs at that super high level, and he's been close, he just hasn't quite broken through. Did a couple years ago, I guess. I think the Jags could be a lot better than
and
advertised.
And don't forget Travis Etienne running that ball. They got some offensive player web. So the Titans, not so much, not in rebuilding mode, but retooling mode.
Yeah.
So they are the bottom feeders. But don't be shocked if the Jaguars or the Colts come take that division. I wouldn't be.
AFC East, you were just talking about the Bills. Now, this is an interesting division. The Bills got the most votes online, 40.4%.
That's because of Bills Mafia. I don't think that's because that's the way people feel. I think that the Bills fans are such fans.
Yeah.
They're not letting nothing slide, all right? But for them to just say this is the Bill division after they lost Stephon Diggs, Jordan Poyer, they are resurfacing this team.
Yeah.
All right, so
they're in a precarious spot because they still have those building blocks in place, but that secondary is different now. Now Diggs is gone, so they have a lot of talent, but they're not as high end as they once were.
Wide receiver, they are leaking on the edges. Wide receiver and defensive backs. Mm-hmm. And right now, them are the glory positions. All right? And you don't have a go-to guy there. Right now, the Dolphins wide receiver group is 10 times better than the Bills.
Yep.
Right? The Jets wide receiver group is better.
Jets.
That's what I was about to say. Healthy Aaron Rodgers.
Mm-hmm.
Bryce Hall runs that ball. Garrett Wilson can go catch that ball. Sauce Gardner and that defense still
that defense
there.
Is already salty.
How could you get this to the Bills? Right now, who got the better defense? The Jets or the Bills?
Jets.
The Jets. All right, legitly, the Jets. Yeah. No conversation about it. The Jets. All right, better running backs. I would go with the Jets, and I would go with the Dolphins.
Dolphins before Bills, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. At what position do the Bills win besides quarterback?
And here's the thing, too, is that at some point, and I hope it doesn't happen, but Josh Allen does everything. He takes a lot of hits.
Yes.
They've got to do something about making sure, because when the Bills started playing good at the end of last season, it's because, all right, let's have Josh make every play we need.
And just run around.
Right.
And that's why I thought they would have tried to get King Henry, especially when it gets cold. December, him running downhill, that takes a lot off of Josh Allen.
Oh, yeah.
But they didn't think like that because they were so beat up under the cap. Tre'Davious White, their best cornerback, gone. Both starting safeties, gone. All right, I'm telling you, this Bills team is not guaranteed to win this division. Right now, the Jets are more explosive. I mean, the Dolphins are more explosive.
Yep.
And the Jets are the unknown, meaning we don't know how good or bad they're going to be.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not picking the Bills. 40%, that's too much. I'm not picking the Bills to win this division. I'm sorry. I had to pick right now. I might pick Tua in the Dolphins.
If he stays upright, he did all last season.
Yeah, he did.
He sure did.
He did.
And with that offensive weaponry that he
Yes.
had, the defense was good in spots.
Yeah.
Now, they did have an easy schedule at times last year, which is why they inflated their record a little bit, but the talent is there.
No, the talent's there. Most definitely. And they are the most dangerous team in this division besides the Jets.
Yeah,
most definitely.
I agree with
So I don't agree with the people here. The Bills will not win this division.
I agree. Let's pay some bills.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Recycle Track Systems, transforming the way that commercial businesses and communities manage waste and recycling. They combine the power of AI with premium customer service to optimize waste pickup schedules, ensuring timely and efficient collections to keep our neighborhoods cleaner and
greener.
Visit rts.com to learn more about how they can help your business manage waste more responsibly. Oh, we move to the NFC.
Yeah.
NFC North.
What we got? Oh,
You talk about teams that are trendy.
I used to play in this division.
Yes, you did.
All right.
The people say the Lions, 52.4%, then the Packers, 22.8%, followed by Bears and the Vikings. A lot of people like the Lions to go to the Super Bowl.
The Lions. I thought we'd never say that in the Senate.
It's crazy to say.
But the Lions have they own this division right now.
Yep.
And they're physical, and they're only getting better. They paid Jared Goff. They paid Amon-Ra St. Brown. They keeping the guys. They built that team around. But I always say, as the top team in the division, I know the other teams got better. Did you get better? I felt like by keeping their guys, the Lions got better. Now, the Packers. Jordan Love.
Second half of the season, he was really good.
I'm glad I stepped out in front of everybody and said that I thought Jordan Love was going to have a great season.
He was great.
People started calling me at the beginning of the season, what's going on with you, dude? Just give him time. And I thought he really throws the ball like Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
You can always tell when somebody studied somebody. He even got his mannerisms. So most definitely the Packers, but I'm telling you, the scariest team in the division right now is the Bears.
Really?
All right. We just loved all over the Packers.
Okay.
We just loved all over the Lions. Who wide receiver group would you rather have? Would you rather have Roma Doomsday, DJ Moore, and they got what's the name from the Chargers?
Oh, Mike Williams?
No,
Keenan Allen.
Keenan Allen. All right, then you got Clement at tight end. All right. So you look at this. Now the Lions, St. Brown, Jameson Williams, I love them. They can go vertical. They can make every catch. I love the offensive coordinator they got going on there. The Bears are the ultimate unknown. The Packers are chasing the Lions. And the Vikings are just not in rebuild mode, but we're not contending yet.
Yeah.
We're not contending, but now that I look at it, T.J. Hockenson, Justin Jefferson, arguably the best receiver in football.
But do you believe in J.J. McCarthy?
I do.
Okay.
I do
that's
believe
the
in
major
J.J.
question then.
I do believe in J.J. I thought he was very pro-ready. I thought it all depended on what team he got drafted by. I thought this was the perfect team for him to get drafted by.
Well. Vikings drafted really
drafted well. Just not a threat now. Not today. But they'll be a threat tomorrow. All right? But the Lions, I agree with everybody else. It's their division to lose. The Packers not as far as people think behind. And the Bears, the ultimate wild card. All right?
Yes.
The ultimate, how good can the rookie be? Can the rookie get out his own way?
Yeah.
Because if he can stay clean and out his own way, the people around him will make sure he succeeds.
Yeah. And I will say the Bears finally have done a good job of putting a good team around the quarterback that they draft because the Bears have an improving offensive line. They have a great receiver skill set, and the defense
is ready.
The
defense is ready. And this is a damn shame, Chicago. Caleb Williams hasn't played a down for that team, and he's already the best quarterback in franchise history. Ain't played not one down.
Well, Jim McMahon won a Super Bowl.
It wasn't because of Jim McMahon. It was because of sweetness.
Yes.
And that 85 Bears defense.
But the man hasn't played it down.
I understand,
The man hasn't played it down.
Right now, if you ask people who's the most talented quarterback ever drafted by the Chicago Bears, it's Caleb Williams, and he hasn't played it down.
Didn't Rex go to a Super Bowl?
Sexy Rexy.
Sexy Rexy.
Here go the funny thing about Sexy Rexy. The reason that Rex started to play in Florida. We playing them at Mississippi State. Me and Coach Spurb then had this talking fest all week long. And I was like, when you leave out of here, you're going to know you came to Mississippi State. You came to the Bulldog. We are beating them to death. About 30-0. Jesse Palmer. You remember Pretty Boy Jesse?
People forget he played in Florida.
Yeah. Pretty Boy Jesse throws it out there. I pick it off. Smooth. It's too much for Coach Spurb. He just can't take it. He throws Rex in there. He throws Jamar Gaffney in there. He throws just all the young guys in there. And they just started to throw the ball all over the yard. Rex, I think, ended the game with like 200 yards. Like the only 200 yards they had. And he started every day after that.
Is that right?
So, Rex, you need to thank me for destroying your Florida team so bad that you got through in the game.
I love that you were talking to Coach Spurrier, which actually, I feel like if there's a coach that talks, he'd be a coach that talks in a big way.
And listen, he loved, when I say love college, I knew when he was here, his heart was still in college.
Yeah, he was always the ball coach. He was always a college coach.
He's a college coach. Pros and college are two different animals. And I think he's seen that ain't the animal I like. I like this one right here, most definitely.
NFC South, who do you like here? Falcons.
Oh, it's the Falcons to lose.
Yeah, it's 46.2%, followed by the Bucs at 32.9%. I would be I hate to say all in on the Falcons, but this is their division to lose.
First of all,
come on.
Kirk is the best quarterback in that division.
Yes.
Bijan Robinson is the best running back in that division. Kyle Pitts, even though he ain't lived up to his hype, is the best tight end in that division.
Yep.
Well, Mike Evans is the best wide receiver.
Mike Evans is the best receiver.
Drake London not too far behind. And the Falcons, they got some players on defense. A.J. Terrell, one of the better corners, is probably the best cornerback in this division. It's the Falcons. And I hate to say it because, this is my ex-wife team. She loves the Falcons. I hate to give her props, but the Falcons is the best team. You don't believe in Baker, the touchdown maker?
I like Baker, and I will give him full credit. I did not believe in him last season. There were some reports before training camp he was competing with Kyle Trask. I was like, that's not good.
No, yeah.
But they re-signed him. They re-signed Mike Evans. He looked like a much different, more poised quarterback last season.
No, he looked like, let me tell you, some guys just got this. Baker doesn't do well as a front runner. He don't do well when you prop him up.
I agree with that.
He does well as a underdog. When you tell Baker you can't do something, that's when you get the best Baker.
Yeah.
They told him in college, you're not even a college quarterback. You got to walk on. Gotcha. All right? I can get that. I can make that happen. You'll never win the Heisman. Gotcha. All right? But when you prop him up, no, he's not so good. And that's why I like quiet Baker. I like Baker to just kind of scolded by the NFL. Got to
chip on my shoulder, Baker.
That's Baker.
Yeah.
That's Baker right there. That's when you're going to get the best Baker. I'm glad he found a home in Tampa. I think it's a perfect marriage right there. Just not a lot of quarterbacks walking around the street. 8 billion people on this planet. We ain't found 32 great quarterbacks yet. Not at the same time.
Oh, what do we have here? The NFC East.
The beast. The market that made me. The market that made me.
This is more competitive than you might think. Everyone's on the Eagles.
Why wouldn't they be?
Which, completely understandable, 50% of the vote.
But they did take a step back last year, and this is what people.
Their coordinators.
I've been
losing
saying,
those coordinators.
Losing both coordinators, they were just trying to figure it out the whole year. A whole year trying to figure it out. Do y'all think they got to figure it out now? Because they just hired 2 new coordinators. Right? It's going to take time for them to get it. Now, Hurts, Brown, Saquon, it hurts to say it. That's a hell of a group, man.
They also draft well. That's just, I don't have to like it to respect it.
No, I respect my neighbor. Right. But I don't need to like everything you do.
Right.
I'm sorry. Philadelphia has drafted well. The only thing we can hope for Philadelphia, guys just ball out so much that the team had to break up because you just can't pay everybody.
Yeah.
Listen.
Which a couple years ago, that kind of happened. They lost some of their secondary.
Yeah, they did. So right now, ready to win, they are ready. They are ready to win.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just so shocked that the Cowboy fans, have they finally peaked out?
That was my next question.
Have they finally got to the point where they like, we've been oblivious the last 35 years. Even we don't believe no more. Right? Have they made it to the point?
This is a tipping point for the Cowboys, right?
Yeah.
Because they didn't make a lot of moves in free agency, but they didn't necessarily need to,
I
right?
would say the roster is there.
Right. The roster is there.
Yeah, they don't need anybody.
The division, the Eagles are not unbeatable.
Yeah.
The Cowboys are still one of the best teams in the NFC. Dak Prescott is at his peak, or what should be the peak of his career, right?
Yep.
Now is the time.
CeeDee Lamb is at the peak of his career.
And if you don't win now, guess what? I guarantee you Jerry Jones will pull the trigger. He will get rid of Mike McCarthy. You know he will.
I know he is, and I don't know why. Mike ain't did number one since he been there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, who you gonna get? Like, who you gonna get better than Mike McCarthy? All right, who you gonna go out and draft better than Dak right now? Like, you stuck with these pieces.
If you're the Cowboys, you have to win this year.
If you don't think about it, he hasn't paid CeeDee Lamb, he hasn't paid Dak again, and he still got Michael Parsons to pay. Trayvon Diggs will be back.
That's what I'm
Him
saying.
and Bland.
They got to do it now.
But guess what? We stole their coordinator on defense, so they won't be running that same defensive back friendly defense. They're going to be running, I think it's old coach that used to be in Minnesota, and he's a hard ass, all right? He's a hard. So y'all just went from a coach that kind of wrap his arm
Player
around
friendly
to a coach that finna be like, I'm putting you out there on your own. So the coaching in the Cowboys, and are these players going to play well with their back against the wall? Dak, back against the wall. CeeDee Lamb, back against the wall. Like, you have to earn it.
It's 1,000% in their head.
Yeah, it's going to be in their head. So let them start slow. It could just explode at the Cowboys.
Yeah.
It's very combustible. All right? And then when nobody's talking about the Giants, because the Giants don't matter.
They don't.
It's over with. All right? Daniel Jones is your quarterback. Daniel Jones. No Saquon. For the last 3 years, we played you. That's the only person we got to stop. We ain't never stopped him.
Right.
But, come on. What's your threat on offense? Malik Neighbors?
I was just going to say Malik, a rookie.
Darren Waller, I think he retired 3 years ago. Didn't tell nobody. The Giants are finished. All right? Like, coach, they got to explode everything up there. Coach, quarterback, it's just a big rebuilding tool up there. Then you got us. I think we're the ultimate wild card. Nobody knows what we're doing.
And nothing to lose.
Nothing. You know what? A man with nothing to lose is a dangerous man. You know that, right? And think about it. The arrow. Like the Cowboys arrow is like, I say it's flatlining. It is headed down.
Yes.
Philadelphia, up. The Giants, down. We're heading up.
We're going up.
We're heading up. And that's all you can want. And think about it. Even the last couple of years, not with the best rosters, we've gave Philly hell. We've gave Dallas hell. All right? So what you going to do with some competent guys, all right? We got a chance to be that rash that you can't get off your arm.
I agree.
We got a chance to irritate everybody that we play. And that's what you want. Why Jaden Daniels get better.
And I like the attitude, talking to the fans I've talked to out in the wild, are like, we're building this thing brick by brick.
Yeah.
We want to get better. We expect to get better, but the expectations are reasonable. They can see this being done a different way.
And I like that. I don't like the oblivious expectation. Oh, Super Bowl. Come on, man.
Right.
Come on now. Some of us,
Right.
some of us
Let's be honest
fan bases know if our team is Super Bowl eligible. if we in the window.
Right.
The only fan base that just oblivious to the window is the Cowboys. Right. They fans think they going every year and they never go. Right. But we understand where we at. It's just new era. It's a new beginning.
Yeah.
We starting fresh with everything. So when you start fresh with everything, it don't come ready-made already. That ain't the way it goes, Jinx. It will not happen.
I agree.
But I will pay some bills.
Pay some bills.
All right. Get Loud Podcast is brought to you by Bet365, the official sporting betting partner of the Washington Commanders. Bet on a range of NFL markets with Bet365 app. Craft your own personal live bet slip with parlays. Access thousands of games with live streaming. Place your bet before the match or during the game. It's up to you. Download the Bet365 app today and join 80 million members worldwide. Age 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Virginia. Gambling problem? Call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. And MWAA. You know I like this place because I like to travel. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yes,
my
you
thing.
do.
We don't travel to escape life. We travel so life don't escape us. We dream of any place in the world. And in the blink of an eye, we're there. That's the wonder of flight. All you have to do is decide where to. Dulles International Airport. Let your imagination soar. Book your adventure today at flydulles.com/nonstop.
Beautiful. One more division before we move on.
What we got? What did we leave off of?
NFC West.
Did we leave the West out?
Yeah,
we left
we
two
did.
divisions out. No, one.
So we got the Niners, overwhelming favorites, 71.8%.
I hate the gold diggers of San Francisco.
Rams, Seahawks, Cardinals. Cardinals, Seahawks, Rams were surprisingly good last year.
The Rams, you don't lose a Hall of Fame and get better, but the Rams are one of those teams with McVay.
Just because the head coach.
He takes what he has,
Yep.
and he uses it. And I think Matthew Stafford, one of those guys, very Rodney Dangerfield. Like, we just don't give him no respect. Even after he wins a Super Bowl.
It's crazy.
Nobody just says, Matt Stafford, that Super Bowl winning quarterback. like the cachet like Aaron Rodgers has.
Right.
They got the same amount of Super Bowls.
I was just going to say, he hasn't won. Now he's won more MVPs, but they each have one chip.
One chip, but we don't look at Matthew Stafford like that. The Rams will be a dangerous team. Running backs, wide receiver, Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua. They got a dangerous offense that can score on anybody. I can't just give that West to the 49ers because the Rams give them hell all the time. All the time. I see the Cardinals being better. You don't think they're going to be better? I think they'll be a better team. And the Seahawks. They are the wild card of this thing.
They did?
They weren't stinking because of Geno Smith last year.
Right.
Geno Smith played pretty damn good last year. And you look at Jackson Smith and Jigma and Metcalf, Lockett, and don't forget about the defense. This is not a gimme. We want to give it to the 49ers. That's an easy pick. That's low-hanging fruit.
But they are the team.
Until they not. All right? Until they not. Like they say, did it say it again? If you want to crown them, crown them. All right? But to me, they got to go out and go win the game, Jinx. They got to go, they ain't won the big one.
Right.
All right? And they are aging out. All right? Trent ain't getting no younger. Debo never was a fast wide receiver that run routes. Starting to be exploited a little bit. All right? They can't pay everybody. They just pay Bosa, Fred Warner. They're about to start to lose.
At some point, they got to pay Brock Purdy. Now it'd be a little bit, but
they're going to pay him.
They're going to.
His contract is enough to get at least three starters off their team.
Right.
All right, legitly. All right, so when he's paid, it's over with. It's over with. Chris McCaffrey ain't getting no younger.
Yeah.
All right, so this team is, I think, right where the Cowboys at. If you don't do it now, in the next 2 years, your roster will look drastically different in 2 years. So the Cowboys on the hot seat, the 49ers on the hot seat. AFC, I would say Cincinnati on the hot seat. Need to get it done.
Yeah.
Before you got to pay Jamar Chase, the rest of these guys.
T. Higgins is already right now not showing up like he wants to get paid.
T. Higgins didn't show up, neither did Jamar Chase. All right. And I think the Ravens are right there at that bubbling point. You got to do it now.
Yes.
You got to do it now. So I cannot give the West to the Niners. I just cannot. Not when I think the Seahawks are going to be a tough out, and I think the Rams going to be a lot better than people think.
I still think the Niners are the team, and I know they're getting a little bit older, but also Brock Purdy is still growing into that role. He can be better, which I think will mitigate some of the players getting older. I still think they have that defense is so very good of theirs that you don't even have to be dynamic on offense, even though they are, to dominate that division. So I like the Niners quite a bit. I like their window a little bit more than, let's say, Dallas, for example. I feel like this is the year for Dallas or it's over.
Yeah, most definitely. Dallas is there.
Yes.
Tipping point.
Yes.
We're right here to where y'all either going to be a good team or a bad team next year. Like, it's going to happen. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen.
I want to pay the bills one more time. Then I got a question for you.
Yeah. I
Guys,
like questions.
Let's talk about SeatGeek.
Yeah, why not?
It's official. SeatGeek, the official ticketing partner of the Washington Commanders. The deal is finalized. SeatGeek is the newest member of the Commanders family. Get used to the name. You'll be hearing it a lot more this season. Doesn't matter if you're buying or selling tickets to Commanders games or any other live event in the DMV, SeatGeek is the place to do it. The official ticketing partner of the Washington Commanders, so Commanders fans can fan.
Yeah.
So I saw this story, and I read it, and I was like, oh, that's something I want to add Smoot about.
Yeah.
So there's a documentary on ESPN, and it's about Caitlin Clark, right?
Yeah.
So now she's playing the WNBA, but the person who made this documentary, the director, when they were shooting this documentary when Caitlin was at Iowa, would bring Caitlin breakfast and coffee every morning.
Yeah.
And she would have a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit from McDonald's and then like a cold foam brew from Starbucks.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, wow, this is essentially a world-class athlete
eating
McDonald's every morning.
Yeah.
But depending on who you – and I love McDonald's.
McDowell's.
But depending on who you are and what position you play in the NFL, you might have to keep yourself on a strict diet or you might eat garbage the whole time.
No, I was forced to eat garbage the whole time.
That's what I mean.
Because I came in at 175 pounds, and what you have to understand, I'm in the best shape of my life. I can't put on weight. Mm-hmm. You want me to. My coach was like, I love for you to be 180. I would too, coach. But that ain't the way it goes. So now, with me, they want me to eat bad calories.
Okay.
So I wake up, I go to McDowell's. All right? My choice is the McGriddle.
Oh, you know what? I've never actually had a McGriddle. You know why?
What planet you live on?
I mean, I love McDonald's breakfast, but I'm always worried about, maybe you could set me straight, like biting into that McMuffin and like the syrup going everywhere.
No. It's none of that.
Okay.
It's I don't know if they like baked it with the syrup in it.
Okay, but you know.
But no, it can be no spilling of syrup. And see, I don't get the folded egg. I get the egg from I get the round egg from the Egg McMuffin and put on my McGriddle.
Oh, that's a game changer.
Yes, it is. McDowell's. I needed to eat they would force me just eat whatever, but we need you to eat it all the time.
Yeah.
So I was like, so you don't care if I eat this? They like, no, we insist that you do this. Because if you don't, you just not gonna hold your weight. So offensive linemen, people say, oh, these fat boys, they are not really fat. They are big old dudes. And most of them have to fight to stay 300. Like, these dudes literally probably supposed to be 270, and they had to fight to keep these other 30 pounds. And people don't understand. We get fined if we're not at our target weight by the pound, thousands of dollars. So these dudes had to fight. So it depends on what athlete you are. Some athletes had to fight to stay trim.
Yep.
Most of us had to eat upward, though. So we had to eat like Caitlin had to eat. Like, we have to eat enough calories, one, to burn, enough calories to try to put on weight. That's a lot. Mm-hmm. Like, that's a lot to do, like I said, when you're in the best shape of your life. So me, all the Whoppers I could eat, all the Big Macs, and I would just gorge them. And I never would put on weight. Like, that's
the life.
It just was not for me. And now that we retired, all my friends got guts by their butts. And me, all my teeth, I'm just sitting here looking like a regular dude. I look more like a football player now than I did when I played.
You know what? I think you're actually right about
that. I'm thicker now.
Yeah.
Yeah, than I was. So that tells you, like, it's hard to keep on that weight, man. And you know how much energy an athlete burns? Like, y'all just see the games. What about all the training and the practices? And, man, we burning through calories. Weight room, we just burning through calories. And that's why we always always keep snacks with us. You never know that athletes keep snacks with them. I don't care if it's gummy bears, Snickers, whatever it is. We will keep a little sugar. We need that sugar rush. Yeah.
Well, before we go, the floor is open, my friend. You got anything you want to discuss? Because every now and then you got something you want to get off your chest.
Always. First of all, rest in peace to Bill Walton.
Yes.
First of all, one of the best human beings to grace this earth. And if I could just be just a tiny percentage of the guy that Bill Walton was, we lost a jewel.
We really did.
We lost a jewel right there. I love Bill Walton to death. He's the epitome of what an athlete still showing you that he a person.
Yes.
All right, because when we are athletes, people will put us on pedestals and be like, you can't do. No, we are people. All right, and I love that he was an athlete that never lost track of who Bill Walton was. Because I see a lot of athletes get hung up on themselves, start feeling what people say, and some of us just stay with our feet to the ground, don't even care. Bill Walton was that guy. Thank you for the time you blessed us with. Now, we was also talking about the race in Monaco.
Now, I know nothing about this, but you have been to an F1 race in Monaco.
Race in Monaco, and I kind of stumbled on it the first time I did it. I was just going to Monaco. Right? That was my trip. Then I seen them like shutting the roads down. I was like, the driver was like, oh yeah, the Formula One here this weekend. You ain't know that? He like, why you think all these yachts out here? Because I'm staying at the hotel that the James Bond movie.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so I'm staying at the hotel, and it's right there where all the yachts come. So now I'm watching all these yachts back up, and these yachts got Bugattis on them. And dude just, you know how dude just standing in front of the yacht? You know it's his. Like the fisherman just, I was like, oh, my God, I feel so broke. Like, am I the brokest person in this city? Like, Monaco is drop dead gorgeous, by the way. It's water meets mountains meet beach.
Okay.
So it has this dynamic to it, and I just didn't know how wealthy it was. It's the home of billionaires.
It's the richest of the rich.
Thank you. Like I said, I was the brokest person there.
Oh, my God.
I'm out there count shillings. I don't know what to do. So at the end of the day, it was beautiful. And then when I got to watch the race, you get to see how fast these guys are really going through a city. I done been in NASCAR, seen this big track. The tracks are huge. But a city, this is different. This is, you can feel these cars. Like when I say feel them, when they pass you, you feel them. You have to hold on to the rail and stuff. This is serious. Like, so I really did enjoy it. And like I said, I stumbled on it. While I was over there in Monaco, and I enjoyed every bit of it. And when I say luxury, Monaco, if you ain't been to Monaco, you got to go, Jinx.
Well, I don't know, man. Maybe I can just go and be your assistant. Mr. Smoot, another drink? I'll go fetch it for you.
No, we talked about MWAA. Right? you travel to find life.
That's true.
And I tell you right now, the way I go into Europe, I fly to Dulles Airport, 7.5 hours to Rome. That's how I get there, no matter where I'm going in Europe. I fly to Rome first.
Okay.
And once you get over to the international travel, you know it's like $53 for a plane ticket, right?
It's a lot cheaper.
It's so cheap. So my entry point is always Rome from Dulles Airport. And then I figure out all the places I want to go. Once I'm there, I figure out where I want to go, how I want to get there. It's fun for me. I enjoy it, man.
That's a way to do it, man.
Yeah.
You've earned it, brother. Also, we want to hear from you.
Yeah.
703-726-7419, the Get Loud house phone.
Yeah, hey, please leave us a message on that house phone. We want it. If you want us to talk about something, or you want to debate about something we said, or you don't agree that Maryland is not crab cakes in football, it's crab cakes in basketball, whatever. Yeah, feel free to hit this house phone.
You want some life advice? Tell me you don't want Fred Smoot to give you some life advice.
Please, I've been through it all. I done seen it all.
That is the Get Loud podcast presented by SeatGeek. That's Smoot. I'm Jinx. Thanks for being with us. Give us a call. Leave your comments. See you next week.